Just look up at the night sky. Seriously, picture it in your head. What do you feel? Peace? Maybe a sense of wonder? Well, what if that silence isn't peaceful at all? What if it's the sound of an entire universe holding its breath, absolutely terrified of making a sound? Okay, let's get into this because we're about to explore one of the most chilling answers to the question of alien life. You know, our galaxy alone should be buzzing with life. The numbers are just staggering. Hundreds of billions of stars, and a huge number of them have Earth-like planets. So there should be thousands, maybe even millions of advanced civilizations out there. This is the famous Fermi Paradox. We should be hearing this incredible cosmic symphony, but instead, all we get is static. Just a deep, profound, and really unsettling quiet. So yeah, where is everybody? This single question is what this is all about. And this absence of evidence, it isn't just some academic puzzle. You have to understand it could be a warning. Because that silence, it might not be empty. According to one terrifying theory, it's actually full of listeners. The science fiction author Liu Cixin offered an answer that really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. It's called the dark forest theory, and the core idea is that the universe isn't some friendly neighborhood just waiting to be explored. No, it's a hunting ground. So, let's step into this forest together. We're going to break down the absolutely ruthless logic that governs this cosmic horror story, a place where the one and only goal is to see the sunrise, to just survive the night. So here's the theory in a nutshell, and it's not about good versus evil, not at all. It's about something far more primal, survival. Every single civilization is a potential threat, and the only guaranteed way to neutralize a threat is to eliminate it before it even has a clue you exist. And that's us, humanity. We are that naive kid lost in an infinite dark forest, holding up a torch and shouting, "Hey, we are here, come and find us," with every radio broadcast we send out. And all around us, just beyond the firelight, are the hunters, silent, patient, and listening. This whole terrifying reality is built on two simple but completely inescapable principles. Just two axioms that transform the entire universe into a predator's paradise. So the first axiom is something called the chain of suspicion. Just follow the logic here. First, you detect another civilization out there. Then, immediately, uncertainty kicks in. I mean, the distances are just too vast for any kind of real-time chat. You can't possibly know their true intentions. And that leads to the next step, mutual doubt. Because just as you can't trust them, they have zero reason to trust you, which brings us to the only logical, terrifying conclusion, a preemptive strike. To absolutely guarantee your own survival, the only rational move is to wipe out the potential threat before they get a chance to do the same to you. You see, in the dark forest, a preemptive strike, it's not an act of aggression, it's an act of pure self-preservation. It is the cold, hard, brutal logic of a universe where you simply cannot afford to be wrong, not even once. Now, for the second axiom, and this one is crucial, technological explosion. You might detect a civilization that's, say, thousands of years behind you. You might think, oh, they're harmless, right? Wrong. Think about us. Humanity went from riding horses to building nuclear weapons in less than 200 years. That's a blink of an eye on a cosmic scale. So no civilization can ever be dismissed as primitive because they could become an existential threat before you even have time to react. And that brings this all crashing back down to us, to our own actions. Now that we know the supposed rules of the forest, let's take a hard look at how humanity has been recklessly lighting bonfires and sending out party invitations to whoever or whatever is out there. I mean, just take the Arecibo message from 1974. This wasn't just a friendly hello. We literally broadcast a map to our planet, our biological blueprint with our DNA, and even a little stick figure picture of ourselves. We essentially sent out a cosmic postcard that said, hey, here we are, a planet full of delicious resources, and this is what we look like. Come on over. It could be the most catastrophic mistake we've ever made if the hunters are actually listening. And as if broadcasting our home address to the entire galaxy wasn't enough, we decided to basically mail them a key. The Voyager probes, right now, they're drifting through interstellar space, and each one is carrying a golden record. It's a beautiful romantic idea, right? A message in a bottle. But it's also a physical artifact that any advanced civilization could find, analyze, and use to trace a direct path right back to our front door. It's a ticking time bomb, adrift in the cosmic ocean.
So what kind of hunters could really be out there? Well, the beings hiding in the darkness are likely nothing we could even begin to comprehend. Just think about how the most advanced hunters might hide. They could build something called a Dyson sphere, this theoretical megastructure that completely encloses a star to capture every last drop of its energy. It's the perfect camouflage. You get all the power you could ever want while cloaking your entire star system from prying eyes. Hiding in plain sight by, for all intents and purposes, turning off your sun. And their weapons would be just as unimaginable. I mean, forget about lasers and missiles. The ultimate weapon in the dark forest is something called a dimensional strike. It's an attack that collapses an entire three-dimensional solar system into a flat, two-dimensional plane. It is silent, it is total, and it is completely indefensible. You would never, ever see it coming. Or maybe the biggest threat isn't even biological. The galaxy could be infested with von Neumann probes. Basically, self-replicating robotic swarms. They're not evil, they're not malicious, they're just programmed with 3 instructions: consume, replicate, and expand. If they pick up our signal, they won't come to talk. They'll come to turn our entire solar system into raw materials to build more of themselves. Space zombies. And all of this brings this terrifying theory crashing right back home. You see, this isn't just some fun thought experiment. It's a very real question about the future of humanity and the choices we are making right now. Stephen Hawking gave us this incredibly stark warning. He used our own brutal history as the model. When a more technologically advanced culture meets one that's less advanced, the results are, well, they're rarely peaceful. History tells us, again and again, that contact is often just another word for conquest. But the really terrifying part is that they might not even destroy us out of malice. We might just be in the way. That's it. Like an anthill on the construction site of some new intergalactic highway. They wouldn't hate us, they just wouldn't think about us at all. But there is one other possibility, and it's just as grim. Maybe the forest is silent not because it's full of hunters, but because it's a graveyard. The Great Filter Theory suggests that all civilizations eventually hit a wall where they destroy themselves. So the big question is that filter something we do to ourselves? Or is the dark forest itself the filter, just patiently waiting for any civilization foolish enough to make a sound? The silence, in that case, isn't the sound of hiding. It's the sound of extinction. So that leaves us with this final, stark choice. Do we keep reaching for the stars, filled with hope that we'll find enlightened companions? Or do we accept the terrifying logic of the forest and just hide, praying the hunters pass us by? Do we greet or do we hide? Is our future one of hope or fear? That's the choice we face every single time we point a telescope at the sky and have to decide whether we're going to listen or shout. The dark forest is out there, and it's waiting. Good night, and stay quiet.